Hey everybody, Jennifer Marr here, and welcome to Success in Real Estate. And today I thought we'd talk about burnout. Even agents that have been around a very long time have gone through cycles of burnout, even experienced some very successful agents. And I know right now for some new agents who got into the business, you're probably like, what the heck was I thinking? I mean, I know agents that have put in dozens and dozens of offers and haven't received an accepted offer because there's so much competition out there, and you're running around in your car with strangers and all kinds of craziness. And oftentimes you're paying for these leads that there's no inventory, right, for them. And then the tension starts to add up. I can't tell you how many calls I have fielded from even sellers like, people were in my house, I didn't flush my toilet, this happened and that happened. It's just kind of chaos out there. So, this is an industry where you have to deal with a lot of stress, a lot of crap, a lot of long days, long nights, time away from your family. And now you're kind of thrust into everybody else's stress, add a pandemic on top of that. And it can be quite crazy. And unfortunately, I think right now we're seeing a lot of not the great side of people. You kind of feel like you're wasting your time, when spinning your wheels, just running around. And is it all worth it? Well, I can tell you that I have been there many times throughout my career. I have been there quite often since this pandemic, and you want to know if it's worth it. The pressure builds up. You've got the stress at home, and so on and so forth. And so many people are just ready to just call it quits. Well, number one, if you are feeling that way, I am here to tell you that you are probably approaching the business in the wrong manner. You are reacting to the market as opposed to owning the market, right? What's the difference there? Well, if you are strictly working on leads from a paid source, you will always be in a reactive state in this industry. It is super important that you are working to build your own community, build your community of people who trust and respect you and who are not going to run you around and who are going to actually listen to you. And because oftentimes you know how to put that offer in where your buyers will be successful, but it's even harder to get strangers to trust and respect you. So if you're going to be having your main business model purchase leads, you had better master those conversion rates, master that objection handle, master getting an iron tight exclusive right to represent, so that you are protected and you don't get that burnout. And you also then on the flip side, better make sure that you are handling the fiduciary responsibilities that come along with that exclusive right to represent. If you are taking exclusive right to represent and you are not looking for sale by owners and you are not looking for every expired listing out there, well, then quite frankly, you are not living up to the responsibilities of that contract. So, working a listing on a buyer end, because that's what it is. When you're working with the buyer, you should have a listing agreement. An exclusive right to represent is a buyer listing agreement. I just don't understand how on earth people are willing to drive around with complete strangers without having an exclusive right to represent sold, without even knowing whether they're, able to purchase a home, but they would never do that. You would never take a listing without a signed agreement, right? So why are we doing that with buyers? So there's number one of the biggest mistakes that I see happening right now. And I guess the expression that goes around is that Pop-Tart agent. And what does that mean? It basically means, hi, I want to see this house. Okay, I'll be right there. there's a process that you need to put through this. I understand that this market is rapid fire and things are happening quite quickly, but I don't think you should be willing to go run around with people in your car that you don't know and have no idea if they're qualified or if they're serial killers. I don't think that you should be doing that. Yes, I understand it's very tempting because of the money, but when you stop and realize how much money you are making per hour, if you are one of these agents that are following the market in that sense. So what should you be doing? Well, you should definitely be working really hard on finding inventory to put on the market. You could be calling your sphere and letting them know, like, we desperately need this market to go back to a more healthy, normal place. We need inventory. And that is going to be good for everybody. So that's probably the call that you should be making to your sphere. And ensuring that you have a full pipeline, only focusing on this market and the buyers that are out there at this moment really are going to distract and take away from you actually working on your pipeline, your deals that are going to happen in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So that's an important thing as well, not just to be caught up in everything that is happening right now in this extremely busy market. There's definitely time wasters out there, but some of these time wasters will be buyers in the future, and it's really in how you handle them. Are you screening these buyers to be A, B, and C buyers? Are you explaining to them your process? Are you letting them know, A buyers, I will give you all the time in the world. However, when I was working with buyers, I used to pick 1 day a week, 5-hour time frame. That was their time. They were thrilled to have that because they knew exactly when and where. Now, I understand that listings are flying off the shelves in record time, but honestly, if your offer is a good offer and you get to that property within the first week, no matter what, you have the opportunity to buy it unless it was pre-sold before it even came on. So once a week, one time frame for people allows your clients to plan their own lives and allows for them to send in any listings that they want to see on the next showings, and for you to prepare for that, and also for you to call all those for sale by owners and expireds. Off-market inventory is the best thing that you could be offering anybody. So even if you only have 1 or 2 sets of buyers, you making those calls and being aware of off-market inventory is going to set you apart as well, and knowing stuff that's coming on in the near future. How about networking with agents that, and we're talking now, if you are just dead set on really concentrating on buyers, I always think you should be working your sphere and working on getting your own inventory. When you have your own inventory, you're really in the race, you're really in the game. However, if you're working with buyers in this crazy market, these are the things that I think you should do. You should be networking with those top agents that list in the neighborhoods that your buyers are interested in, so that you are aware of properties that they have coming on the market in the near future. So let's go back to the agent burnout. This is a really, really, important topic. So it does happen in this industry, and I know that it's happened to me more than once, and that is why you need to make sure that your self-care practice is on point, and that you have a good broker, a good coach that you can speak to, and that you can vent, and that you can also work through these problems with. So that's kind of it. So don't get the burnout. If you're working with buyers, make sure you're doing it effectively, efficiently, and in your own style that works for you. And if people don't like your style and don't want to work with you, next, I promise you that will save you money. You are not losing money. That will save you money, because if people aren't going to listen and trust and respect you, you're not going to get anywhere as a buyer's agent in this market anyway. Hold on one second. I'm kind of live, people. Shh. Sorry about that. Anyway, so that's it. If there's anything that I can do to help you sell more real estate, please reach out. And I'll see you next week on Success in Real Estate.